Alright, good morning. It's the 2nd of May. I just did a chop and drop campaign where I went around and cut everything down with a knife all the way around the inside and just to kind of let it fade out there because there's really not much growing in front of me here. So anyway, the two best things I found when doing this was I've got some potatoes growing. The first potatoes are wee little ones here, but they're sprouting pretty good there. And the second one's already about a foot high, maybe more. So it's doing well. I'm lucky I saw it because I was hacking away. I was looking for strange plants, but it missed my blade by, maybe a centimeter, and I recognized it by this little 3-leaf thing sticking through the grass, and I checked my swing a bit and saved it. One more item of interest right now is the pumpkin. That's made it farther than any pumpkin out here. It's growing naturally. Its brother is standing up right next to him, doing really well. And behind there is the third pumpkin. And I've got about 5 more pumpkins on the other side. It was a very lazy day, but I never stopped doing anything. I planted and planted and planted today. I'm going to probably plant another hour or half hour before I go, and I'm talking about corn, cucumbers, dill, different types of flowers, sunflowers, all kinds of stuff. I tried to rip some grass up today to cover up this and do some mulching, but I thought it would be weaker because of the rain. Instead, it was just slipperier. It was harder to pull out of the ground, so I didn't pull anything out, didn't bring anything over. But I did scythe this whole area, raked up a couple of little piles. I haven't raked the whole thing, and scythe all the way to there. Just planting and planting and planting. It's tedious, poking holes in the ground, covering seeds up. You can do that a few thousand times and they get tired. So if all of the seeds on this thing ever grew, it would just be insane. Alright, today is May 5th. These are things I'm going to plant today. I have onion in that bag there. I don't know, maybe about 60 onions. I have some small black sunflower seeds. I have a mix of bird stuff, which includes sunflower seeds, wheat, grain, peas, maybe some hemp seeds. I'm kind of worried about that. And some other stuff. Some of it will grow. I've got pumpkin. I'm going to plant more pumpkin. Some funny beans here. I can't remember what they called them. They're like a pinto horse, but they're not pinto beans, I don't think. Maybe they are. I don't know. I've never quite seen them exactly like this before, but it could be a pinto bean. Here we have peas, and this is mustard. And the mustard's doing really well. My idea with this mustard is to spread it everywhere where there's bare dirt, because I'm not going to get this whole thing mulched. It's just not possible to get enough mulching material out of that green growing stuff now because the grass has already clotted it up. But here, where I planted a long time ago, because I did this part first, you can see a lot of greenage growing here. More than half of it is wild, but these little itty-bitty funny things like this in the middle of the screen, that is our white mustard, and it's going to have, of course, a yellow flower. And most of this here is white mustard with a little bit of stinging nettle in the middle that I'm going to have to pull out. But that's all mustard right here that I threw in. This is a place where the pigs had wallowed and dug up a bunch of roots and stuff this winter, so I just decided to cover up the bare dirt with this nice mustard stuff. So it's doing its job really well as a cover crop. So my plan is to spread this ½ kilo of mustard seed. I don't even think it's actually ½ kilo. It's just less than ½ kilo of mustard all around the outside of the garden. So that's what I'm going to do first. One thing of note I might add is that the reason this mustard here is so thick is I actually raked it into the ground after I cast it. And this stuff, everything that's growing here landed in a place favorable to growing, and I did not touch it at all. I didn't rake it over or anything. So this fell in the right spot. So I'm going to do that again, and hopefully more of this will grow in the right spot. So for those of you who want to see what it looks like to broadcast mustard seed, this is what I'm doing, and that's all it takes, is just a little bit like that, and some of it will grow, and that's simply all I do. So I won't bore you anymore with that. Here, mousey, 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 mousey. 2 French fries and a pile of corn and some seeds. Here, mousey, mousey, mousey. Alright, I'm going to film myself planting my 2 cherry tomato plants that I bought today. And see where that grass is? Right there. I'm going to put one right here. Yeah, there we go. So that grass is not permanent. That's okay. I'll kill a few seeds here probably. Unless I can move them to a useful spot. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be good. This is nice and moist, and the other side was really dry, and there were ants. I saw ants crawling around, so I think that was not the place for my tomatoes. This one has no ants, and it's rich looking soil. It's very good soil, I think. And this will be number 1. Let's get it up and down, not to the side though. So, cherry tomato number 1. Let's put some more on the bottom. Break this up just a tiny bit. Drop her in. Put some more on the bottom. Push her down. And use this to fill in the back. I think we're set there. Okay. Make sure there's no avalanches here. It's like setting a trap for a coyote or something here, packing this down. Okay. There we go. That's 1. The next one will be right. See where the other bucket is? It's about 2 feet away, so I'll go on the other side of that Just about right there. Okay. So, this is good. This is where I had the bucket. I'm going to put this one here. It's going to go like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's going to be good stuff. Here's one of my corn that I planted today. What'd you do there? It's still moist right here, but I think it's a little bit wetter just over there. So, here we go. Loosen this up. Okay, looks like it's a good spot because there's a place for deep roots. I'm going to move it up to the side so it can send roots back in there. That's right. Angle. And I'm just going to scoop out with my hands. I'm going to leave this mustard right where it is. Let it live. Let it compete with the tomato. Maybe they help each other. I don't know. I've never planted mustard before, but I've planted about as much mustard this year as I did Lennon, which is flax, last year. I soaked these for quite a while. Okay, it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm going to go home pretty quick, but let's see what's growing today. Horseradish. More horseradish. The tree's doing good. Looks like more horseradish right there. And I've pulled up a lot of weeds today, just threw them down. The rose is starting to bud on the sides of the middle twig there. I just threw some pumpkins around after planting about 1,000 of them. Got tired of it. I figured the pheasants will come in here and maybe they'll fertilize the mound a bit by scratching around and spending some time there. Here are the 2 cherry tomatoes. And this ground here is nice and moist, so I think they'll do pretty well. Going around this side, the rhubarb is really coming up here. Further along, I did see a sunflower or 2 sprouting. I don't know if I can actually find the exact one because it was small. And some beans coming up here, lots of little peas and stuff coming up here. That's good. So, I just cast the sunflower today. I didn't bother planting too much of it in the ground itself. I just cast all over the place, hoping it would fall in the crack. Because I planted probably 500 peas, about 200 beans, I think about 90 onions. Most of the onions I planted right up here on the top here, around this corner and past the tree all the way up to the dying sweet potato. Last couple things, I do have Jerusalem artichoke growing. There's some more, and there's some more, and there's some more on the top, so that's very, very encouraging. The goji's still alive, and the raspberry is still alive. So the two hazelnut trees have not shown any sign of life yet. Anyway, that's the garden today. This is May 5th, 2015, and I'll get back out here probably this weekend.